Shalom, it's falling Yeshua. Welcome again to the Rock. First wanted to say, excellent conversations and comments on yesterday's video on submission. And in fact, it spawned the idea of we're going to have a live stream this 7th day night, Friday night, as the world calls it, 7 o'clock Central Standard Time on submission and leadership. Because there were a ton of comments that were presented from the video yesterday that I would like to have a dialogue on, and this is going to be a respectful dialogue. So hope to see you brothers and sisters there, because I really want to test things by the word, by what the book says, and not our personal experiences, what we've gone through, just what the book says. Because there were some excellent comments. I think it's worth having a discussion about these things. So looking forward to this conversation we will have. Submission, leadership, yeah. Anyways, also another comment that was presented was by my rib sister, Taylor. Excellent comment, by the way. And she was stating that, submission is natural. It's not based on, well, he has to be a good leader. It was a natural thing. But society, this world has shamed women, literally, and I believe it has. Shamed women for being submissive. Other women have shamed them. Your mother may have been shaming you because she felt that you didn't need to submit. You shouldn't submit. It made you weak if you submitted to your husband. But it is a natural thing. Like, for instance, my daughters naturally have that submission. It's a natural thing. Now, the world may take it away from you, or you may allow the world. I won't say it takes it away from you, but the world does shame you and punk you. But I also want to say this, and also a response to her excellent comment. The world has done the same thing to men. The world has taught men just as many bad things that it has taught women as it has taught men these things. For instance, the world has taken away men's ability to lead. So if we say, well, we'll lead when you submit, wouldn't that sound really foolish? If it's taken away from you, then you should have that fervency to get it back. And that's what Sister Taylor was saying. Is, for her, she has a fervency to get back what society had told her and shamed her, because she had. They shame you into being masculine as a woman. That's why, when I read the book and it says a man is not to put on a woman's garment and a woman's not to put on what pertains to a man, that's what I read. You don't see a whole lot of women today running around, or you'll see a lot of women running around with skirts and head coverings who act like dudes. They act like straight up dudes. And they think that they are obeying that scripture because they have a skirt and a head covering on. That's not what it's talking about. That put on is referring to the things that men do and did. Our masculinity, our leadership roles. And society has tried to make you abominable, sisters, by having you put on a man's authority. The same way it is in feminizing men. And telling men, basically feel with your emotions and think with your emotions, and don't be a leader. Don't be strong. You've got men today running around thinking that they're doing a good job, like Dwayne Wade, because he's allowing his son to be turned into a girl. See, the same pressures. In fact, I would submit that in some ways the pressures on men are even stronger that society has. You're a chauvinist if you talk about some of these things. You're a narcissist if you talk about some of these things. If you dare talk about manhood and being a man and taking authority, you're called all sorts of names in today's society. I mean, I don't give a damn if they call me a name, but that attack is on men. It is. That same attack happened during slavery times. Pharaoh wanted to kill the male children. He's killing that strength. In this same Egyptian society, look around this society today. On the back of your dollar bill, you have a pyramid. In Las Vegas and Memphis, you have these pyramid structures, buildings built in the shape of a pyramid. This is a very much so a Egyptian society. And they don't embrace manhood here. They don't embrace the strong male, the head of the house. That's why even social services and all that shit, they have it where they take the man out of the household. They want the man gone. The government will be that. They'll provide you food and clothing. As the book says, that's what the man does. So equally, if not even more so, there are pressures on men to not be a man. We experience those same pressures daily. Especially, the way they have toxic masculinity. I don't hear people say a toxic femininity, but there's a toxic masculinity. You're toxic if you dare be a man. You dare stand up. You dare say the things that I'm saying. You're toxic. See, the world is trying to take away the femininity of the woman and the masculinity of the man, and then it switches the roles. It gives the man, be in touch with your feminine side. What? And then it goes to the woman and says, you need to be more masculine, more independent. You need to take charge. Yeah, take charge of your submission. But I am a firm believer, as Sister Taylor was saying, is that submission was a natural thing. It was a natural thing that society has spent. They spend millions of dollars a year advertising to the anti-submissive part of you. Millions of dollars. Music industry, movie industry, they spend millions telling you women that your submission is terrible. Your submission makes you weak. Your submission makes you gullible. You're going to be used if you're submissive to your husband. He's going to walk all over you. He's going to leave you. And you know what? Some women experience being left. Some women have experienced these stories, of course. I think it's foolish to make that everybody has experienced bad things, even though they may have tried their best. But I wanted to commend, Sister Taylor for that comment. And, it really did spawn, we had a conversation in our household. Amongst the brothers, we've had conversations about this topic of submission and leadership, because society has literally told you sisters, that in order for you to be submissive, that man has to be ... He's got to be patient. He's got to be this. He's got to be that. He has to love you no matter what. He has to sit around and let you. And then after he does all those things, he's earned your submission. It ain't the Bible. So we're gonna go into it this Friday night, Seventh-day night live stream, and discuss this topic in an open, respectable format. We're going to go to the Word and not focus so much on what we feel, because we already know that this world is completely contrary to Yah. That's why the Bible says, be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. You can't let this world take away who and what you are and what you're supposed to be living and how you're supposed to be, despite the fact that there are so many pressures from it. That's why I encourage sisters to get married, because I'm going to be real. If you're not in your father's house and you don't have a mother who you actively watch submit to your father, you're not going to have any clue what submission is. It was natural at one point. You had an understanding of it. You knew, the daughters naturally kind of gravitate and get under their father, get under his covering. They get under the father's covering. And that father's there to protect and nurture and teach his daughter, raising her up. But society is even taking that away now. Now what happens? When a divorce happens, they take the children away and they give it to the mother. And in many cases, most cases, 80 plus percentile, divorces are initiated by the woman. And it's not because he's beating me. It's most cases irreconcilable differences. I'm not happy. He's not making me happy. Essentially, brothers, you're put in a position where you're a clown. You're there to entertain. And if you entertain her enough, then she'll submit to you. If you do a good enough job, she'll submit to you. Likewise, if I reversed that thing and said, well, if that's the case, then we as men would lead if you submitted. See how dumb that sounds? It doesn't sound very smart. Instead of understanding that each role, leadership and submission, fall on the individual. It's your responsibility. It's my responsibility. It's not, well, I'll pass the test if you do a good enough job. I'll be a good husband if you be a good enough wife. No, I strive to be a good husband because that's what I am. I'm a husbandman. That's what I am. I read the book and I strive to obey what the scriptures say. So hopefully we can have a good dialogue, a good discussion on this topic. Again, great comments. Great comments. I know I stated I disagreed with some of y'all comments in the comment section, but it's not in a form of disrespect. It's in a form of I just disagree, and we're just having an open dialogue. So hopefully I'll see you there. And again, it's a respectable conversation. Please, sisters, if you are in the chat, understand or have your husband's permission if you are a married woman, and if you are a brother, understand that some of these women are married. Do not be coming at them disrespectfully, because you will be blocked and you will be banned from commenting on the channel ever again. This is not an opportunity to attack the sisters, or sisters not an opportunity to attack brothers. This is not a time to languish in your traumas from a child. This is an opportunity to grow from those traumas, which we all should have done before we got married anyways. I don't understand the idea of us getting married while we still are dealing with traumas. Anyways, whole different conversation. Bless y'all. Hope you are having a blessed third day. I'm going to get to planting this. We got some more rosemary and some more lavender. We're going to get this in the soil. And looking forward to a wonderful planting year. Bless y'all. And shalom.